Franklin D. Roosevelt served as president from 1933 to 1945. Roosevelt had many great ideas dealing with helping the American people out of the Depression. He initialized many programs like the Tennessee Valley Authority, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Social Security system. Although Roosevelt had many great ideas, it was hard for him to help the American people and display his ideas personally, due to his polio, which he tried to keep a secret from the American public. The First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt helped her husband through his campaign and his presidency. She is one of the most remembered women of her time.
Dear Mrs. Roosevelt, I'm writing this letter in hopes that you will answer in my favor. My father, H.C., has been in bed from a stroke for almost a year. We have no money, and my brother works but makes only $3 a week, and there are 8 in our family. My stepmother is very good to me, and I try to help her. She takes in washings, and I have to walk for 6 or 8 blocks and then carry the washings home. I have to go of a morning before school, and it has been very cold here. If you could send me a bicycle to ride when I go after washings for her, I shall appreciate it. I am in 8th grade at school and work very hard to make passing grades. The principal of the school bought 2 of my sisters and me a pair of slippers so we would not have to stay at home. If you would do this for me, I shall be able to help my stepmother more. If you send me one, I would like a girl's bicycle. I am about 4 feet 3 inches tall, so if you send me one, you can judge as to what size. Loving and appreciating, A.L.C.
My dear A.L.C., Miss Roosevelt asked me to acknowledge your letter. She is very sorry to hear of your parents' difficulties, but regrets that she cannot do as you ask. She receives so many requests similar to yours that she finds it impossible to comply with them, much as she would like to do so. With many regrets, I am very sincerely yours, Malvina Schneider, Secretary to Miss Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt was 20 years old when she married Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was actually her 5th cousin. She married Franklin on March 17, 1905. From 1933 to 1945, she was the First Lady of the United States of America, and she supported the New Deal policies her husband created. Following her husband's paralytic attack in 1921, she began to serve and stand in for him when he was too weak. She made many appearances on his behalf and was an advocate for civil rights. After Franklin D. Roosevelt died in 1945, she continued to be an international speaker, politician, and activist for the New Deal. She was one of the co-founders of Freedom House, and she was a major supporter of the United Nations when it was formed. She was a chairman on the committee and contributed to the many achievements of human rights.
Eleanor Roosevelt was an intelligent and powerful woman who made many historical accomplishments. She was a compassionate woman who tried to touch the lives of as many people as she could. Without Eleanor's dedication, her husband's presidency wouldn't be as successful as it was. Americans will continue to remember the many achievements of our former First Lady, Anna Eleanor Roosevelt.
During my husband's presidency, I was the First Lady who traveled broadly around the United States. I participated in many relief projects, examined working and living conditions, and informed my husband of my observations. I carried out my political profession by being an advocate for the poor, disadvantaged, and minorities of other countries. I fought for their rights and respected their needs. In World War II, I sent my blessings to the allies of the U.S. servicemen overseas and boosted the morale of our country.